My team and I were on patrol. We had been a part of the effort to gather resources for our bunker. It's been quiet for the past month. The infected most likely migrated to find more tech and meat. You know the theories, right? Frank spoke in his arrogant voice. I swear, I hated him as much as everyone else. I couldn't help but take care of him. Shut up, Frank. Catherine was clearly already fed up with his nonsense. Listen to Catherine, Frank, I replied with a snicker. Even though I was the youngest of the three, I was the level-headed one. Come on now, it was clearly a bioweapon from Russia. Frank continued anyway. His needless conspiracies were more harmful and disruptive than helpful. Catherine was already sick of his shit, so it came to little surprise when she socked him across the face. Ow! What the hell? Frank squealed. His voice echoed over the fallen skyscrapers. Vines and grass gently swayed from their shattered canopy. Hey, told you, I replied. I didn't get to see him get out in his place in the bunker, but it was always a good sight. We walked in silence for a bit, a few miles here and a few miles there. The route we used to patrol was empty. The food was either plundered by the old worlders, eaten by the machines, or plundered by us. Honestly, it's kinda sad what my parents had to go through. The plague hit the world pretty hard. A lot of the religious folks died, believing the shelters were satanics, and that clearly this man-made plague was part of God's revenge, or that it was their rapture and just decided to wait it out. Me? Honestly, they found a spacecraft in a Russian forest. Half of the virus was unknown origin. Well, there had to be a link there. I was told there was nothing like this before the plague hit. As we continued to walk, we heard something. It sounded like a bell ringing in the distance. An old church bell must have fallen. Was that the old wind ringer? Catherine asked. Her voice was slightly raspy. She used to be a smoker when she was a teen. She recently relapsed. Yeah, sounds like it. It's only a mile off. I pulled out my journal. It held a handmade map of the destroyed city. It's a little sad that's the last sound it'll make, Catherine replied, seemingly sentimental. Well, at least we were all here for it, I continued. Let's move. It'd be bad to stay in one spot. We don't want K9 to find our scent like Team 9. Why don't we just split up? Frank asked. I immediately put my index finger and thumb on my tear ducts. Right behind the eyes. Gotta be something in there, I muttered to myself. Because, Frank, if a machine attacked us, we'd have higher chances of the whole team surviving by working together. All right, smartass. Why don't we explore the old bell tower then? Frank asked. We already did. All we found was rotting chairs pointing at a wall, I replied, still annoyed. Let's keep moving north. Maybe we'll find another store, Catherine offered. Good plan. Though we're pretty far out. We don't want any contact with the drones. They'll bring out the machines, I answered, pacing a bit. All right, then let's head west for a bit. It's unmapped, so it'll give us an excuse to build up what we don't already know. Catherine shrugged as she spoke. She had to be as tired as I was. Yeah, that sounds better than full north. I popped my neck and stretched my legs. I was already getting tired from all the walking. Moment of death, 9:39 p.m. Location, 21 miles northwest. Last 30 seconds of life loaded. The machine leaned over me, its eyes long rotted away. A black ichor dripped down its bony skull. The machine cackled. What did you say your name was? If it could still smile, I knew it would be. You are one of the ones that can still think, huh? I coughed. The sound gurgled out of my throat. My lungs burned trying to breathe. My brain was on fire, remembering everything. My hands began to feel cold. I could feel it. My chest felt heavy. Maybe because the machine was holding me against the floor. Or maybe it was because I didn't have enough energy to breathe. The adrenaline went stale pretty quickly. You lasted longer than the rest. Its voice was full of venom. The noise was grainy and distorted. Clearly, the audio quality was lacking, but at the moment I really didn't care. Go to hell. I wheezed, attempting to breathe, but it had other plans. The machine using one of its arms crushed my neck. It was such an interesting sound. It was a pop and a thud. It didn't hurt as much as you'd think. Everything below my neck just kinda went numb. The pain in my body went away. All I felt was a slow burn at the base of my neck. I couldn't help but think about Catherine, Frank, my parents slowly, my vision faded, my mind departing to an endless yet dreamless sleep.